Hello, and welcome to How to Ace Your Funding Hearing. My name is Griffin, and I'll be your guide to perfect allocations every single time. As a project director, funding is obviously very important to you and the success of your project. Without adequate funds, you would not be able to provide the supplies or assistance that your service recipients need. In this video, you'll learn what to do and what not to do in your next funding hearing. This is Christy. Christy is a finance director in Project CSC. Project CSC has applied to the NBA Annual Fund in order to get money for their weekly tutoring sites. This is the NBA Annual Fund Committee. They are in charge of allocating funds to all the groups that apply to the NBA Annual Fund. As a general rule, always be early for your funding hearing. Most funding hearings will begin with a short introduction, then comes the question from the committee, and the hearing ends with a closing statement from you. In your opening statement, you will introduce your project, what you do, and what exactly you are applying for. This may be for a field trip, weekly site visits, or some other event that you're holding. Here's an example of a good introduction.
So Project CSC is composed of over 30 different service projects that provide education, health, and special needs services to individuals in the greater Los Angeles community. Over 2,000 students every year take part in our service projects. We are applying to the NBA Annual Fund to request funding for transportation, supplies, and food for our weekly site visits where we tutor and mentor disadvantaged youth who range from ages 6 to 18.
Next, the funding committee members will be asking you questions about your application, so you should know your application inside and out. Go over your application before going into your hearing. Here's what you don't want to do, followed by what this should look like.
So, what steps in Project CSC do you take to minimize risk for your volunteers?
One sec, I don't remember writing that.
Now let's try that again.
Okay, so all of our volunteers are live scanned and TB tested before they go to site. They also sign waivers and attend volunteer trainings.
Christy knew exactly how to answer the question having read over the application. It might also be a benefit to bring a copy of your application along to your hearing for reference. Finally, for your closing, reiterate why the funds you are applying for will be beneficial to your project and your service recipients.
Thank you again for hearing me today. With the help of the NBA Annual Fund, we hope to continue our weekly site visits and promote literacy among youth in our community.